Boom. And just like that, Bernard, the executioner Hopkins, and the conspiracy theorist that didn't believe Errol Spence look crazy. We're going to talk about that in this video. What up, Fight World? It's your boy Ego, and I'm back with some more boxing. Listen, make sure you guys throw a like on this video. You guys don't understand how important that is to notify and suggest that this video that you clicked on, other people click on it because they may be looking for the same informative boxing content that allowed you to reach this video. So simple, free gesture, smash the like button. Let's talk about it. Now, you guys got to follow my channel for the latest and greatest in boxing. There were a lot of detractors. Errol Spence, in case you live under a rock, pulled out of the Manny Pacquiao fight, citing he had a torn retina in his left eye. This was immediately questioned, picked at. Old media, fighters like Bernard Hopkins, ex-fighter, went public, with an interview and stated they didn't really believe Errol Spence, or insinuated. See, I don't like to play semantics. Bhop, if you watch the video, you know what I'm talking about. Bhop basically insinuated that there's more to the story and there's a hidden agenda or secret reason why Errol Spence pulled out. Errol Spence, after that, or around the same day that interview dropped, posted this, showing his eye. He's clearly with someone with scrubs in the background, and he addresses the fans, right? Emergency surgery went great. Thanks for the well wishes and prayers, yada, yada, yada. I already went over that. That was 5 days ago. Sugar Ray Leonard, who had the same injury, he said, happy to hear you're upbeat because I've been there, Errol. You're a champ inside and out the ring. So that's cool because he picked Mikey Garcia to beat Errol Spence, right? So that's cool that someone, a legendary fighter, is saying, hey, I've been there, keep your head up. So anyway, despite all this, there was conspiracy theorists who took this black fighter from DeSoto, Dallas, Texas area, and they try to poke holes in his story. They're saying, oh, he said it was his left eye, but it's really his right eye. I've already revealed that this is a selfie camera, so you see the Adidas is backwards. It's obviously the camera is flipped, which is standard to give you that mirror effect when you take a selfie with an iPhone or whatever. Yet and still, I debunked that. People still said they didn't believe him. And people said Errol Spence is ducking. Another reason that sounds foolish is because Errol Spence immediately, when it was revealed that he had this injury, said, one thing's for sure, I'll be back for the winner. So I don't see, why would he be, he was already in shape, so you can't say he wasn't prepared. So why would he want to fight the winner if he wanted to duck Pacquiao or whatever? He wants to fight whoever wins this fight. Anywho, there were people, detractors, who believe otherwise. Now the WBC comes out and puts some respect on Errol Spence's name. They said they've received medical documents. See, this is by Mauricio Sulaiman, right? It says 12 rounds, Manny Pacquiao in the welterweight division. This fight upcoming, right? This is Pacquiao versus Yordenis Ugás, who was brought in lieu of Errol Spence being injured. It says this coming Saturday, August 21st, Manny Pacquiao will step in the ring, triumphant return. Scheduled initially to fight Errol Spence, who has the WBC belt. That's probably why they're talking about it. It says, unfortunately, during the medical mandatory exams, the boxer must undergo an injury was detected in the retina of his left eye, and he had to undergo a surgery, which is going to keep him out of the ring for some time. Now Pacquiao will face Cuban Yordenis Ugás. So right then and there, this already corresponds with Errol and the PBC public statement. In the INSAC mandatory exams, operative word being mandatory, it was detected that he had something wrong. Errol Spence said he even talked with 3 doctors. So to me, that just stipulates a person who wants to get a second and third opinion just to make sure, because he wanted to fight Manny Pacquiao. So if it was, a misread, or somebody said it was this and there was another reason why it looked like that, then he probably would have tried to fight. But once the second and third doctors corroborated what the INSAC doctor said, then he was forced to withdraw. And Mauricio Sulaiman continued, I'll put it in pink. I received an emotional letter from our champion, Errol Spence Jr., in which he thanked the WBC for giving him the support to keep him as a champion. The easy way out would have been to sanction Pacquiao versus Ugas for our title, or also to open an interim, but it was not like that. The WBC ratified support for him, and the medical report was satisfactory. The medical report was satisfactory, right? So he can return to the ring as soon as possible, as soon as he's healed and as safely possible. So they're saying the information submitted in the medicals corroborated Errol Spence's story. God dang. So what did we learn here? Nothing new. It's just another way for me to create a video and more content for you guys where old media looks foolish. You know, once again, we always see this happens to certain guys, oftentimes black fighters. Tyson Fury, there's been a lot that's been said. Martin Carefoot, the pig farmer, the farmer from Lancaster, he said that he never sold Tyson Fury wild boar, which got Tyson Fury off the hook for a failed nandrolone drug test. Then Wilder says he believes Fury cheated and did underhanded things. Nobody believed Wilder except for some people, right? Old media definitely didn't believe Wilder. They said he's foolish. They said he's an excuse maker and he can't come to grips or cope with the fact that he got beat fair and square, yada, yada, yada. But as soon as Errol Spence pulls out of a big fight that was anticipated, this black fighter from Dallas, Texas, was met with all types of jeers and criticism. People called him out of his name and said he was faking it. And that never really made sense to me. Like, this is him on the day before the 4th of July, and he was already in shape. So it's not like he wasn't in shape like Tyson Fury, where Tyson Fury did not look ready to fight a guy like Wilder July 24th, even though he won the last fight, right? He's already in shape right here. So we knew he was training hard, he was in shape and stuff, but yet and still, the old media, they criticized Errol Spence and said he was ducking the old man Pacquiao and this and that. And you just look foolish. Bhop, same thing. He did videos, multiple, insinuating that Errol Spence had something to hide and he wants to get credit for being the first one to call it out, that there's more to the story. And none of the information provided from Errol Spence, anybody close to the situation, PBC, now the WBC, add them to the list. None of this information does anything to corroborate these conspiracy theories that Errol Spence is not really injured. You know, he has pictures. The WBC got a letter, so that's very professional for Errol Spence to submit his cause and say, hey, you know, I'll be back. Champions bounce back. I got an injury, so allow me to keep my belt without stripping me or something like that. So his team is on it. You know, they reached out to the necessary parties to ensure he gets to keep his title during this unfortunate, unexpected delay. And like I said, people like Bernard Hopkins, it looks like now you look like a hater. You know, some people would say you cooning, because at the end of the day, Errol Spence has given boxing fans zero reason to feel that he's looking for an easy way out. He been calling out Pacquiao, right? He went and got in this horrific car accident that nearly claimed his life, and then he bounced back. And people said, hey, don't fight Danny Garcia. Are you crazy? He got power, he's experienced, and your chin might not ever be the same. This is the complaints. This is what people said. They say Errol Spence's chin is shattered and he hit the pavement, so there's no way he could take a punch now. This is the things that they said. But Errol Spence said, I don't need no tune-up. I need a guy that's going to hype me up. So I picked Danny, man down. And he made the Danny fight look easy. Danny went on to say he's the strongest guy out of the Keith Thurmans and Sean Porters and whatnot that he fought. You know, I think he later changed and said Matisse is the strongest. puncher, but he said Errol was just physically strong. Either way, it doesn't matter what he said. Lucas Matisse lost to him, and Errol Spence beat him decisively and beat him up and made his eye look bad and stuff like that. So it's sad to see what happens to certain fighters like Errol Spence Jr. All of a sudden, people don't want to believe him. You know, every guy you see on this picture right now is giving you no reason to not trust their warrior mentality, but yet and still, these are the perils of certain fighters and what certain fighters have to deal with, namely black fighters. You know, Jermell Charlo has a good close fight with Castaño, and then people jumping out of their skin saying he robbed Castaño. They didn't care about Castaño when they never knew who Castaño was. You know, when the fight was announced, they said Charlo fighting another bum, and then all of a sudden we have all these Castaño fight fans and Canelo's calling Castaño. Same thing with Errol. Errol, in his career, he served as an Olympian. He's never been anything but a valiant warrior who's about the warrior code and valor, and yet and still people still try to find ways to bring him down in, you know, an unfortunate moment. And it just never made sense what Bhop and all these people were insinuating. It's like, why would Errol Spence win, lose, or draw if you lose to Pacquiao? If people are saying he was scared or something, or you lose to Pacquiao, it's like, all right, you lost to Pacquiao. You know, it's a legend. It's a Hall of Famer. Second, more importantly, is that's game-changing money. Everybody was looking forward to this fight. So what type of man would agree, get this far in the training camp, had been calling out Pacquiao, and then get here and get cold feet? You know, like this is a runaway bride. Because at the very least, this is game-changing money for him and his family. You know, he just had a son. He has 2 beautiful daughters too. You know what I mean? Like, who would do that? Who would just say like, oh no, it's not ready? You know, and again, he has not showed us this character. And now you have the WBC says, hey, we got his medical report that was satisfactory. So let me guess, Errol Spence paid INSAC and they forged some medical documents, or his doctor, and the second and third opinions and stuff that he got. You know, people look crazy. You guys tried so hard to frame and make Errol Spence look like a coward, and now you guys look like the coward for even insinuating it when everything checks out from all that I could see. So another L for old media, another West Side W for me. Oh my gosh. My job is just getting too easy. So please just smash the like button, subscribe, use my link below to get TubeBuddy. That's an awesome way to make money on this YouTube platform, like yours truly. I've been making money on YouTube for years. You can too. Optimize your videos so they're more searchable and increase the discoverability using TubeBuddy. Link in the description. So Errol Spence has been exonerated as far as I'm concerned. None of the naysayers or the people who are out there trying to make Errol Spence look bad, none of their claims remotely have any legs. They've not grown any legs. Nothing. There's no inconsistency. Meanwhile, Tyson Fury says he has Rona, and then there's inconsistencies. He's shopping for luxury cars, renting cars on the strip, taking pictures with no mask. Teofimo says he has Rona. Then there's conflicting reports. Is he in Italy? Is he at home in bed, sick in Vegas? You know what I mean? But no one believes Errol Spence. I got you. Crazy. Drop your thoughts in the comment section, and I'm out.